It's a profoundly difficult determination to make. Some people have good intuitive skills in making a judgment about individual capabilities. Buffett is famous for being able to size people up in very short order. I think the reason he's famous for that, and the reason that people think he's good at it, is he's got an extremely high bar. He trusts very few people. He doesn't trust banks, trusts very few lawyers. I don't think he certainly doesn't trust most investment managers. He doesn't trust most sellers of businesses. And so he comes with an extremely skeptical eye, and knowing that he is going to repose enormous trust and delegation, will only go into business, only hire people to this particular point, only hire people who he'd be happy to have his son or daughter marry, or who he'd be happy to have as the executor of his will. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is a more scientific or rigorous analytical way, which is done at Danaher. That's one of the companies listed on that slide as epitomizing a trust-based culture. It's very interesting that it's a trust-based culture. They have enormous autonomy and delegation, and people have wide discretion to do a lot of things. But getting a job at Danaher is extremely difficult. The interviews include extensive testing, personality tests, management assessment tests, tests on the features of Danaher culture. It takes weeks to go through this, and so they've got at least a basis for predicting whether a particular person is trustworthy and can handle the culture that they've established. And this goes to Ellen's point too. But both the way Warren does it and the way Danaher does it tends to result in a group of people who are on the same page, who say and do the same things, who behave according to the norms, as Ellen put it, and the decision-making criteria, the promotion rules, how to avoid cutting those corners and avoid focus on the quarterly numbers. So there are a couple of different ways to do it. One more intuitive, one more analytical and rigorous. And if you succeed in doing it, you will begin to get a self-propagating culture. That if you make a mistake, you accidentally hire a deviant person, deviant from your norms and your culture, that will soon be discovered, either by that person and they'll leave, or the firm itself counseling them out, or worse.